So I'll go ahead and open Unreal Engine 5.5. You can go ahead and use 5.6 also, but we will be using certain plugins. And this is all about, not only about using it for interior. I use Unreal for creating different types of projects for architecture. And there I do use different types of plugins and tools, which are yet not released for 5.6, the latest version. And anyway, I always wait for a little bit longer for any new version to migrate or to switch to. But the 5.5 is absolutely perfect according to me. It's like I can do anything. And anyway, we have to render cinematic videos, so we don't care about the performance at the moment. So using 5.5, so we are going to use 5.5 for the entire course. So here in the main window template, you can go ahead and select different types of template, but I will be going ahead and using architecture template and then archviz. And the reason behind this is we are going to actually render a cinematic video, and we do require lots of plugins that needs to be activated for completing the project. And those plugins are the inbuilt plugin or from Epic plugin. So if we don't use this, and if you go ahead and use blank and all those template, then at every step or every stage, we will have to activate certain plugins, one plugin or two plugin, then restart editor. And that's very, very frustrating for me. But if we use architecture and archviz, straight away, everything you like and everything you are going to need for the entire process, apart from few other plugins, which I will be showing which are those, everything is already activated for you. And then you just have to go ahead and work and then finish your job. And that is very efficient way of working for me. Not activating plugins, certain plugins at every stage, like HDRI, like Datasmith, like FGP, like Plus, if you want to use that for some reasons. So every plugin scenes lots of this water material, plus there are several blueprints that will be implemented or already included in this template level. So the main goal for using archviz is almost all the plugins that we will need throughout the process are already activated and ready to be used. That is the reason I always go with architecture and arc, not games and then blanks and then go ahead and add first person needed. So that is very inefficient way of working in Unreal for me. So I'll take architecture, archviz, and then I will take and create here interior cinematic, and then I will change this to interior tutorial, select interior cinematic tutorial, and I'm done with Max. I will minimize this. So now Unreal Engine is open, and this is the template that we are using, the archviz template. We have lots of assets here. If you want to use, like distributing some fences, blueprint, it's water, and there are several other blueprints here for scattering things and all those kind of making roads if you want to. But that's not a thing which we are going to use for now. Will be using our own way. So first of all, the moment the project is opened, we will be setting up the entire project settings for getting the highest fidelity cinematic render in Unreal Engine. So rendering a cinematic video in Unreal Engine is not about setting up the perfect value in movie render queue and then it is going to look phenomenal. That's not the case. It's a combination of setting the project settings right, doing the lighting right, doing the material perfectly, doing the post-processing inside Unreal perfectly, then setting up the movie render queue perfectly with all those settings which will give you the maximum quality. But that depends on how well the project setting is configured, lighting is done, material is done, post-processing is done, along with how well the cinematic camera composition or the camera animation is done. So when everything coincides on the same platform, everything done perfectly at their own steps. And then when we render it, and then it also comprises how well we are going ahead and color grading everything inside DaVinci Resolve. So when all of this combined, then we get an amazing quality cinematic render. For example, I will show you some example from my own cinematics render in Unreal Engine. So here are cinematics in Unreal Engine, and these are the cinematics which I have rendered until now. There's few of them. I have rendered lots of them. So if you go here and then you can go here and then change to 4K. As you can see, it's a cinematic render. And the way and the entire process that I have used here in doing these cinematic renders, all these are cinematic renders I will be explaining, or I am explaining in this entire course. So it's all about doing everything perfectly at their own stages, and then combined effect is an amazing cinematic render. So don't rely on setting up the perfect movie render queue settings and then the cinematic will look amazing. That's not the case. Everything has to be done perfectly, and it's a combination of project settings too. So, and the template which we have used, architecture and archviz, has enabled almost every settings also. Along with enabling all the plugins for us, it has enabled all the settings in project settings. Absolutely perfectly done for us. A little bit of few things are still needs to be switched on, which we will be going ahead and doing it. So in project settings, since we have chosen the template quiz, almost every settings in the project settings is absolutely perfectly done for rendering cinematic high with fidelity cinematic. That part of doing the perfect project setting is already done for us because of the template we are using. Only a few things which we still need to activate or change is in the rendering here inside engine, and in rendering we have to go ahead and enable the mega lights. So by default mega lights is not enabled in 5.5 at least. So we'll go ahead and enable mega lights for in the project settings. Then we will go ahead down, and here in G buffer format it's default. So I like it setting up to high precision normals. So these are the two settings we will be changing in project setting, only because we have chosen the archviz template. If not, then we will have to go ahead and do lots of settings ourselves for the maximum quality. But if there is an option to do it as minimum, it's all about doing the cinematic rendering using Unreal Engine the most efficient way and as high quality as possible. So to save some time, do things very efficiently, very fast, very high fidelity. That is the main goal of this course. So I am going to explain all this process. So we'll go ahead and restart our editor. The moment